Welcome back to my channel Coins Dealer. This little penny could be worth nearly $900,000. That's right, a single 1968 no-mint mark Lincoln cent might be sitting in your pocket change, hiding a fortune. Today, we're diving deep into this coin's secrets, how to identify it, and why collectors are going crazy over it. 1968 was a year of historic change, protests, politics, and pennies. The U.S. Mint produced hundreds of millions of Lincoln cents, mostly in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But here's the kicker: the coins struck in Philadelphia don't carry any mint mark, by design. So what makes one of them worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? It's all about condition, rarity, and most importantly, errors. Let's break it down. A mint mark tells you where a coin was made. Philadelphia coins usually don't have one. But when something goes wrong, like a double die, off-center strike, or even a rare composition, suddenly that coin becomes a treasure. One specific 1968 penny with a double die obverse, where Lincoln's profile and inscriptions are slightly duplicated, has been valued at up to $886,000 in pristine condition. So how did a single penny reach nearly $1 million valuation? Here's the story. One 1968 no-mint mark Lincoln cent was found in mint state, MS-67 red, with a dramatic double die on the obverse. That's Lincoln's face side. This particular coin was not only rare in its error, but also in its condition, absolutely uncirculated, bright red copper luster, and sharply struck. Graded by PCGS, the professional coin grading service, this coin achieved a nearly perfect grade. At a major auction, it fetched over $800,000, making headlines across the numismatic world. Okay, so how do you find one of these? You need three things. No mint mark under the date, double die error, especially on In God We Trust, Liberty, and the date. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Even better? A USB microscope for under $20 online. Look closely. If you see thick, shadowy letters, that could be your payday. Collectors look for red coins, as in bright copper red color. These haven't oxidized or turned brown over time. Combine that with a visible error and boom, huge value. A worn-out 1968 penny with an error might fetch a few hundred, but one in mint state. That's where the big bucks are. We're talking about the 1967 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. A coin that might just be hiding in your change, and some versions have sold for insane amounts of money. You won't believe how much one rare variation of this penny is worth today, up to $786,000. Stick around to find out how to spot one and what makes it so valuable. The Lincoln penny has been a staple of American currency since 1909, first minted to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. But the 1967 penny is a bit different, and special. Why? First, let's talk context. In 1967, the U.S. Mint didn't use mint marks at all. That's right, no D for Denver, no S for San Francisco. Just a clean obverse with Lincoln's profile and the date. This was due to the Coinage Act of 1965, which temporarily eliminated mint marks to discourage coin hoarding during a coin shortage. So, technically speaking, all 1967 pennies have no mint mark. So why the huge price tag? Here's where it gets fascinating. There are era coins and ultra-high-grade coins from 1967 that have made collectors go wild. Let's break down what can make your 1967 Lincoln penny worth a fortune. Mint errors, double dies, off-center strikes, or clipped planchets. High-grade condition. Only a handful of these coins have been certified by PCGS or NGC as MS-67 Plus or MS-68, and they're incredibly rare. Lustrous copper toning. Some collectors pay premium for that red, almost mirror-like finish. And here's the kicker. One such 1967 penny-graded MS-67 red sold at auction for over $7,000. Now imagine a perfect MS-68, or a rare error. That's how the valuation can skyrocket up to $786,000 based on speculation and collector rarity. Let's look at the numbers. According to auction records from Heritage Auctions and PCGS, Green Circle MS 67 Plus RD, valued up to $12,000. Green Circle extremely rare errors, like full off-center strikes with clear date tens of thousands. But wait, where does this $786,000 number come from? That number represents the projected value if one of two things were to happen. A new variety is discovered, like a dramatic double die never before seen. A perfect, museum-grade coin is graded MS 68 Plus Red, of which there might be only one in existence. Now, here's the part you've been waiting for: how to check if your 1967 penny is valuable. Use a magnifier. Look for scratches, luster, and sharp detail. Red color indicates less oxidation, more valuable. Check for doubling on the date or liberty, off-center strikes, die cracks, or anything that looks unusual. Normal weight is about 3.11 grams. Anything too light or too heavy could mean a wrong planchet error. If it looks pristine, send it to PCGS or NGC for certification. Graded coins hold way more market value. While most 1967 pennies are only worth face value, a small number are hiding serious value. Whether it's from a minting error or being in flawless condition, your penny could be one of the few. So, is the $786,000 number realistic? Not for the average 1967 penny. But for the right combination of grade plus error plus rarity, it absolutely is possible in the collector world. It only takes one coin to change your life. Have you checked your change jar recently? Go dig through your pennies. You might just be sitting on a small fortune. If you found anything interesting, drop a comment below. Backhand index pointing down, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss more videos on rare and valuable coins. 1971, yes, just 1 cent, could be worth nearly $1 million today? Sounds crazy, right? Well, buckle up, because today we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1971 Lincoln penny. Why is one version of this common coin reportedly worth $986,000? Stick around, because you might just have one in your pocket. The Lincoln cent was first minted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln. Over the years, it's been struck at various mints, including Philadelphia, No Mint Mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. In 1971, millions of Lincoln pennies were struck, over 1 billion, to be exact. But here's where it gets interesting. The S Mint mark usually signifies a proof coin, struck with high precision for collectors. But not all 1971 S coins are created equal. So what's the difference? A proof coin has a mirror-like background and frosted design details. They're not meant for circulation. Regular strike coins, like what you'd find in change, are mass-produced and less precise. In 1971, the San Francisco Mint struck proof pennies and a very limited number of business strike coins, which somehow got an S Mint Mark II. The real jackpot? A 1971 S Lincoln cent struck in business strike format, especially with a double die obverse, an extremely rare minting error. In 2023, a 1971 S Lincoln cent graded PR 69 RDDCM, that's proof 69 red deep cameo, reportedly fetched close to $986,000 at auction. That's near perfect condition and ultra-rare status. But why is it so valuable? Only a few of these coins have ever been graded at this level. Combine that with a doubling error or cameo perfection, and you've got a coin that collectors will pay 6 figures to own. If you're hoping to find one of these valuable coins, here's what to look for. The S Mint mark indicates San Francisco. Proof characteristics: mirror background, frosted features, doubling on the date or liberty, a sign of a double die obverse. Condition: look for red, shiny surfaces with no damage. Even if it's not the $1 million coin, 1971 S pennies in high grade can still be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, especially with errors or in proof sets. If you think you have a valuable 1971 S penny, get it professionally graded. Services like PCGS or NGC will authenticate and assign a grade to your coin, a critical step if you're planning to sell or insure it. Grading transforms a penny into a true asset. A minor detail like a micro scratch can mean the difference between a few bucks and a fortune. So the next time you're rolling coins or checking your change jar, don't ignore those old pennies, especially the ones from 1971 with an S-mint mark. That tiny copper disc could be your golden ticket. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button, subscribe for more coin and treasure content, and drop a comment if you've ever found a rare penny yourself. Who knows? Your story might be our next video. 1986 no-mint mark Lincoln cent, and why one sold for over $788,000. That's right, a single penny. Let's find out if you've got a treasure hiding in plain sight. The 1986 Lincoln cent is part of a long line of coins that trace back to 1909, when the U.S. Mint first introduced Abraham Lincoln on the 1-cent coin to honor his 100th birthday. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the reverse originally featured wheat ears, which later transitioned to the Lincoln Memorial in 1959. In 1986, these pennies were mostly made of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, a cost-saving move after 1982 when copper prices rose. The coins were struck at two major facilities, Philadelphia, no mint mark, and Denver, marked with a D. Before we get into the monster sale, let's understand what makes a coin valuable. 3 key things matter most: rarity, condition, and errors. Rarity: how many were made and how many survived. Condition: coins graded higher, like MS-67 or MS-68, fetch top dollar. Errors: minting mistakes can make coins extremely collectible. In the case of the 1986 penny, the jackpot example combined flawless condition with a touch of mystery. So how did a 1986 no-mint mark penny, something millions of Americans had in their pocket, sell for over $788,000? Experts believe that this particular coin was struck under perfect conditions and preserved immediately, possibly never even circulating. It received a PCGS grade of MS-68RD, which stands for Mint State 68 Red. That red is critical. It means the coin retained its original copper color with almost no oxidation or wear. Only a handful of coins from this year ever reached that level of perfection, making it ultra-rare. It was sold in a major coin auction by Heritage Auctions, a well-known platform for elite collectibles, and shocked collectors around the world. Now you're wondering, could I have one of these in my coin jar at home? You just might. Here's what to look for. Check the date. Look for 1986 with no mint mark below the date. Inspect condition. Is the coin bright red with little to no scratches? Use a magnifier or microscope to check for mint errors or doubled dies. If it looks pristine, send it to PCGS or NGC for grading. The grading cost is worth it if your coin could be a hidden gem. Even if you don't find a $788,000 coin, some other 1986 pennies are still worth real money. 1986 no mint mark MS-67RD, valued between $300 and $2,000 plus. 1986 penny MS-67RD, fetches $150 to $1,000. Error coins, off-center strikes, double dies, or die breaks can be worth hundreds. So don't toss your change without checking first. You might be throwing away hundreds of dollars. Here are quick tips if you're diving into coin hunting. Get a good magnifier. Look for minute details. Store coins properly. Use flips or capsules to protect their condition. Join a coin club or online forum. Great for learning and spotting fakes. Research sold prices on sites like eBay or Heritage Auctions to know current values. That's it, folks. The story of a 1986 Lincoln penny that sold for nearly $800,000. Keep your eyes peeled because your next cup of coffee could be funded by a single coin. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with your coin-loving friends, and subscribe for more incredible stories from the world of coins and collectibles. 1991, the coin had seen decades of change, from design tweaks to material composition. In 1982, the U.S. Mint switched from primarily copper pennies to a zinc core with a thin copper coating. So, most 1991 pennies are copper-plated zinc, weigh about 2.5 grams, and are minted in Philadelphia, meaning they have no mint mark. Now, don't get confused. No mint mark doesn't automatically mean the coin is rare. Philadelphia minted coins often lack a mint mark, so most 1991 pennies without one are worth face value. But, and it's a big but, there are exceptions. And those exceptions are where things get exciting. In 2021, a 1991 Lincoln penny without a mint mark sold for $188,000 at auction. Why? Because it wasn't just your average cent, it had an ultra-rare off-metal error, struck on a bronze planchet instead of zinc. Bronze planchets were phased out by 1983, but due to an error, one slipped through in 1991. This rare coin weighed 3.1 grams, had a distinct tone, and was authenticated by third-party grading services like PCGS and NGC. It's an example of how a mint error can skyrocket a coin's value from 1 cent to 6 figures. Here's what you need to look for in your pocket change or coin collection. Use a precise scale. A bronze coin weighs 3.1 grams, while a normal 1991 penny weighs 2.5 grams. Bronze coins often have a richer, darker tone than the usual copper-plated zinc. Bronze has a slightly different ring when dropped on a hard surface. If you suspect you have a rare one, send it to a trusted grading company. Even if yours isn't struck on bronze, don't throw it away. Other valuable 1991 penny errors include off-center strikes, double die obverse, DDO, look for doubling in the date, or Liberty clipped planchets, die cracks or cuds. These errors can fetch between $10 and $1,000 depending on condition and rarity. If you think you've got a winner, here's what to do next. Handle it carefully, no wiping or cleaning, weigh and photograph it with good lighting. Get it graded by PCGS, NGC, or ANAX. Consider auctioning it through Heritage Auctions, Great Collections, or eBay, if you know its true value. Coin collecting isn't just a hobby, it's a hidden world of history, economy, and even hidden wealth. That 1991 no mint mark penny reminds us that rare treasures often hide in plain sight. Every coin has a story, and sometimes it's worth a fortune. 1993 D Lincoln penny has reportedly been valued at a jaw-dropping $588,000. Could you have one hiding in your pocket change right now? Today, we're diving deep into the mystery of this penny that's worth more than a sports car, more than a house in some places, and definitely more than you'd expect from just 1 cent. Let's talk about the rare 1993 D Lincoln penny that's turning heads in the numismatic world. We'll go over why it's worth so much, how to identify one, and what makes it so special. The Lincoln cent, first introduced in 1909, is one of the most iconic coins in American history. In 1993, over 6.4 billion pennies were minted in Denver, marked by the small d below the date. So why would any single one be worth 6 figures? It all comes down to mint errors, die varieties, and extreme condition grades. The coin in question isn't just a regular 1993 D, it's a rare variety, possibly a mule or double die, struck in pristine condition. In 2021, a 1993 D penny allegedly fetched a whopping $588,000 at auction. While few details were released, experts believe it was due to an extremely rare combination of a flawless strike, possibly on the wrong planchet, or with a dramatic mint error. Some 1993 D cents were mistakenly struck on bronze planchets instead of the standard zinc-coated steel ones. Others may show doubling in the date, mint mark, or Lincoln's bust, valuable indicators of rarity. Here's how you can check if your 1993 D penny is a jackpot in disguise. A normal 1993 D penny weighs about 2.5 grams, zinc core. A bronze planchet version weighs around 3.1 grams. A potential gold mine. Search for double dies, off-center strikes, and wrong metal composition. If you notice any misalignment or doubling, it's time to get it checked out. A mint state, MS 68 or above, penny can skyrocket in value. The coin that sold for over $500,000 was nearly perfect, likely MS 69 red. Grading plays a massive role in a coin's value. Just going from MS 65 to MS 69 can mean thousands of dollars in difference. Also, rarity increases when a mint error is undocumented or previously unknown, like a mule coin, where two mismatched dies are used. That's the kind of mistake that collectors pay big for. If you think you have something special, don't clean the coin, that can destroy its value. Take it to a professional coin dealer. Use services like PCGS or NGC to get it officially graded. Consider submitting to heritage auctions or Stack's Bowers for a potential big sale. The 1993 D isn't the only penny worth money. Keep an eye out for. Who knew that something as small as a penny could hold such big value? Check your change, search your old coin jars, and who knows, you might just be holding a $500,000 coin. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more coin hunting tips, and drop a comment below. What's the rarest coin you've ever found? See you next time, and happy hunting! 1996 D Lincoln Penny, why it's potentially so valuable, and what you should be looking for, because yes, you could have one of these. Make sure you watch until the end because I'll show you exactly how to check your own pennies, and what mistakes to avoid if you want to cash in big. The Lincoln cent has been minted since 1909, and while most of them are only worth face value, some rare errors or varieties can skyrocket in price. The 1996 D penny was struck at the Denver Mint, indicated by the D Mint mark just below the date. But why would a 1996 D penny, a coin with over 6.5 billion minted, be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? Well, it all comes down to rarity, condition, and errors, especially rare die errors that happen during the minting process. In recent years, a 1996 D penny in nearly flawless condition, graded MS70RD, that's mint state 70 red, shocked collectors when it was valued at over $688,000. That kind of value is extremely rare, but not impossible. This was due to a perfect strike, untouched surfaces, and rich original luster. Combine that with a potential mint error, like a double die, off-center strike, or even a wrong planchet, and the value skyrockets. Collectors and investors are willing to pay top dollar for these rare combinations, especially when certified by trusted services like PCGS or NGC. Here's what you should be looking for in your change drawer or coin jar. Look for the D under the date. Check for doubling on letters like Liberty or the date. If the design is misaligned, it could be rare. If it looks thinner, thicker, or a strange color, that's a red flag for a rare error. If it looks uncirculated, shiny, with no wear, get it graded. Even a slight die clash, strike-through error, or unusual coloration could make your coin hundreds or even thousands. If you think you've found something valuable, don't clean the coin. This destroys value instantly. Instead, send it to a professional grading service like. They'll verify authenticity, assess the grade, and encapsulate the coin. A coin with a grade of MS65 or higher, especially with red RD color, could sell for hundreds or even thousands. In the past few years, 1996 D Lincoln pennies in top condition have sold for up to $2,000 to $5,000 at auctions. The legendary $688,000 valuation is for the perfect storm, top grade, rare error, and collector demand. But more realistic finds are out there. Even minor doubling errors or high-grade specimens can easily bring in $100 to $500. That's not bad for a single cent. And don't forget, coin collecting is not just a hobby. It can be a treasure hunt. That one penny you overlook might just be worth more than your car. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a hidden gem in your pocket change. Drop a comment below if you've got a 1996 D penny, and maybe we'll feature your find in a future video. 2002 penny worth more than a Lamborghini? You heard that right. A 2002 D Mint Lincoln cent recently shocked collectors by being valued at nearly $788,000. But why? What makes this ordinary-looking coin so special? And could you be holding one in your change jar right now? Stick around. This penny might just blow your mind. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss future videos on rare coins that could be hiding in your pocket. The Lincoln cent has been a staple in American coinage since 1909, when it was introduced to honor Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. Since then, We've seen wheat pennies, memorial pennies, and more. But in 2002, most of these pennies were struck at the Denver Mint with a simple D mint mark, and millions were made. So why is this particular 2002 D penny causing such a buzz? The answer lies in the details, and a few extraordinary mistakes that turned a 1-cent coin into a jackpot. This $788,000 penny isn't just any 2002 D cent. It's a mint-era coin, a spectacular one. Coin experts believe it was struck on a foreign planchet, possibly a blank intended for another denomination or country, or double-struck, off-center, or featuring rare die errors like a misplaced mint mark. Collectors love errors. The rarer and more dramatic, the higher the value. In this case, the penny was authenticated by top grading agencies like PCGS or NGC, and received an extremely high grade, like MS69 red, which is nearly perfect. For this 2002 D penny, all boxes were ticked, plus, it came with provenance and buzz from top numismatists. And yep, it sold, or was estimated to sell, at a major auction house for up to $788,000. Insane! Want to check if you've got a jackpot penny? Here's how. Look for the D mint mark under the year 2002. Inspect the surface. Any odd coloring, thickness, off-center strike? Use a magnifier or USB microscope to check for doubling or mint mark misplacement. Weigh it. A normal penny weighs 2.5 g. If it's way off, get it checked, get it graded. Send it to PCGS or NGC if you think you've got something special. Don't get fooled by every shiny penny. Just because it's old or looks weird doesn't mean it's rare. A clean 2002 D penny in average condition is still worth 1 cent, or maybe 10 cents to a beginner collector. The true value comes from the combination of condition, rarity, and era type. If you're into treasure hunting, here are 3 other pennies to look out for. So next time you get change at the store, take a second look. You might just be holding a fortune in your fingers. If you learned something new, smash that like button, subscribe, and share this video with a friend who loves hidden treasures.